Hello everyone, hello to my Play family. I'm your host RK with the Adult Play Therapy Podcast Show. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and start of the weekend. I hope that your week has been awesome, and I just hope that your life overall is going good. So it's a lot going on. It's a whole lot going on. So if you're able to still have a smile on your face, if you're able to still say hello to your neighbor, if you still got health and the use of your limbs and your body, then it's a good day. It's a good day. Hi, Lamar 92. Thank you so much for joining. So today I am excited. I'm a little tired. So look beyond the tiredness, but there is excitement in me because I get to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is pregnancy. And if you will notice my doll couple in the background, I got an expectant couple over here. She got her little bun in the oven and her hubby's right next to her. So they are sitting on the couch, and they too are excited to hear about the importance of play while you're pregnant. I had my head turned so you probably didn't hear me, but the importance of play while pregnant, because it's really important. And I believe that oftentimes we can neglect play during such a crucial hour or season in our life. As many of you know, I am a wife. My husband and I, we've been married for going on 18 years. We've been together for 18 years, and we've been married for going on 18 years. Believe it or not. Don't let these looks fool you. I know, right? I look like I'm probably about 21, 24. Okay, we'll go for a cool 33. Cool 33. I'll take it. I'll take a 33. I'll take a 33. But honestly, I'm not ashamed of my age at all. God has blessed me throughout all these years, keeping me healthy and strong. But yes, my husband and I, we've been together for 18 years, going on 18 years of marriage the beginning of next year in February. And we have 10 amazing, beautiful, smart, rambunctious, energetic children. And that means that throughout my marriage, of course, I've been pregnant pretty often. I would say pretty often. It was like soon after we did our vows and we both said I do, it was like boom, 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 boom. And all of our children have been between each other. We don't have any stepchildren. We do not have a blended family, and I have nothing against that. In fact, when my husband and I met, I was in the process of classes. I was taking classes to become a foster parent. So parenting was something I truly did desire. It was something that he desired. When I met him, I asked him how many children did he want during our first conversation. We spent about 3.5 hours talking when we first met. I was on my way to a poetry reading. I had to share that whole story one day because I love talking about how we met. Hi, Nikki Dalsey World. How are you doing? I love talking about that. So that's like, as my dad used to say, that's a story for a whole nother day. But we did spend about 3.5 hours talking, and during that time I just bombarded your brother with all kind of questions. I was just like, are you married? Do you have kids? Do you want kids? How many kids do you want? All that stuff. And he said he wanted 12, and I was like, wow. I was like, I'll meet you halfway at 6. So of course we got all these beautiful bonuses. And I can't see it any other way. Hey there, hope you're having a good Saturday. I hope you are having a good Saturday and a good start of the weekend and a good week. As I said, I know there's a whole lot going on. All we have to do is just open up our social media, and we are bombarded by news, especially the news that's not being shown on national news outlets. So it's very challenging at times to figure out how to grasp hold to your creative energy during seasons and times and periods and eras such as what we live in right now. And I believe it's even more challenging for those of us who are pregnant. Love Lamar 92 said, love what you do. This is Irish. Okay. I'm not really certain what Irish means, but I'm liking it. Thank you. I'm not all the way hip on all the language, okay? Like I said, I may give you 33, Okay, but you can probably already tell that I got the control hands going on from Janet Jackson, so I may be giving up my era right now. A bit of the control hands. But without further ado, I do want to get into the importance of play and just having hobbies, period, while you're pregnant. So this can go for you or someone that you know, someone that you meet down the road of life, on this journey of life, and they may be stressed out, or they may just be trying to find themselves, and you can share this information with them. So playing hobbies during pregnancy is very important because it does reduce stress. It reduces anxiety, as well as has been shown to reduce depression. And I know we put a lot of emphasis on postpartum depression. I was definitely a person that suffered with postpartum depression during different pregnancies. I wouldn't say each and every one of my pregnancies I had postpartum depression, because postpartum depression it affects you differently, and I would say it affects each pregnancy different. None of the pregnancies were the same at all. Okay, so when we talk about postpartum depression, we put a lot of emphasis on it. And I can't even really say we put a whole lot. Hi, Coach Play with an I. That's my husband. I'm so super proud of him. I got to take a pause. Got to take a praise break, a praise break, a praise break, a praise break. Because my hubby pushed so hard, y'all. He is a barber. He was a barber 14 years ago. And when we met, oh gosh, going into the story how we met. But when we met, he'd already gone to barber school, and he had took a pause because that school had shut down. And then we met, he was driving a taxi, and I was just like, what do you want to do? And he was like, I want to go back into barber school. So he re-enrolled into barber school, and I was able to experience him go through school and graduate and take his board exam and become a barber. And then some issues happened that was just completely out of our hand. And he ended up having to leave from barber school, or from barbering, the barbering profession. And now he was able this year, actually this summer, to go back into school, finish it up, right? Finish up because he had to redo his hours, which kind of stunk, but it was still good. It was still good. Sometimes these things that stink are still good, because he went to school that he really wanted to go to. He finished out the hours. There weren't really that many hours to complete. He took his board exam. And with 10 children, a wife and 10 children, other outside stressors and bills and all this other stuff, passed his board exam with a higher score than the first time that he took the board exam, and is now at an awesome, amazing location as a barber. So let's give it up to him. I'm so excited for him, and he has now joined the chat. So I imagine he's probably cutting hair while this chat is on. So I thank you so much for being with me. And if you have to leave early, I get it. It's no problem, but I do appreciate you. Love him, love him, love him. I just give all honor to God for him being in my life and who he is, and his push and his drive. And he did this also while still working full time. So just putting it out there. If you really do believe that you can, okay? I don't know the full quote right now, but if you believe you can. It's just like the train, right? The choo-choo train is like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Yeah, and then before you know it, you go out the hill, and you're like, I think I can, I think I can. And you get through it, and just like, I knew I could. Yeah, faith without works is dead. So oftentimes we can have faith and neglect the work, or we can have the works and then neglect the faith, but they really are a united pair, and it's important to do them both together and have good balance. It's not always easy, but it does help whenever you have a support team there as well. Coach Play said, love you, Queen Empress. Love you too, baby, always. All right, so going back to what we were talking about, we put a lot of focus on postpartum depression, and honestly we just started putting more emphasis on postpartum depression, and not so much of an emphasis on prenatal depression, because there are many women who suffer with prenatal depression, and they suffer in silence. So having a hobby, hi nostalgic Barbie 90s, so nice that you joined. So being able to have a hobby can reduce anxiety levels as well as depression. It provides a healthy outlet for creativity and self-expression. For self-expression, it facilitates bonding with the baby through activities such as reading out loud. It can help maintain physical well-being through gentle activities such as yoga or stretching, light exercising, walking. It can also help create a support network with other expectant mothers. Now, I'm going to take a real quick pause here because I was blessed to be able to experience being a pregnant mama while also having this amazing channel and being involved with our doll community. And I can attest and confirm that I was able to build such a beautiful network with other amazing doll collectors, number one, and that's male and female and whoever else, and also be able to build a beautiful connection with other moms. And it was life-changing. It has been life-changing. And it really did help me. I will say my last pregnancy, which was with our baby number 10, was a lot more smoother for me, hormonally speaking and stress level speaking, because I was able to connect with individuals like you. I was able to witness the creativity that you guys do with your posts. I was able to chit chat. I was able to have, interactions and conversations, and even build friendships with individuals who were like-minded. And that was a game changer for me as an expectant mama. So being able to have some type of form of socializing and having social networking, it's really, really important. And I would say being able to invest in a hobby that you genuinely love, that expresses your authentic self, is key. Okay? I say this because I believe we're saturated with propaganda, especially for us as females, as far as beauty products and get ready with me and fashion and this and that. And I have nothing against it, so don't think I'm knocking it, because I do watch it. Okay, I'm not knocking it. I'm all for it. You see, I'm all in my little glamour mode and my top-notch glamour. Probably not considering how influencers do their thing, but I'm okay with it. This is top-notch for me. All right, but I'm not knocking myself. I'm just saying, I know some people, they're all like into this product and that product, and they're out weekly going to this store and that to go and glamorize themselves, okay? And I do feel that we are just bombarded with that type of propaganda. So it's very easy to believe that that's the type of content that you should provide. That's the type of hobby or niche that you need to be involved in, because that's what's selling, that's what's popular. But if it's not truly you, if that doesn't really make you excited and bring out the best in you, then you shouldn't do it. For me, I love my dolls. I truly do. I love making the dioramas. I love, going ahead and like transforming their hair. Like her hair is all braided right now. I love changing up their fashion way more than my own fashion. It's easier to change your doll's clothes than it is to change your own clothes, okay? And they have plenty of clothes for me to choose from, okay? Their size remains the same. Even if they're a curvy doll, it's not like they're losing weight or gaining weight like I do as a human, right? I'm doing the yo-yo while they're still just remaining who they are, because they're plastic. Way easier to change clothes with. And they're fun. And it takes me back to when I was a kid, and now being able to see all the different types of dolls that come in all different type of flavors. You know what I mean? You got different styles, different complexions, different details with the face, different hair textures. It's fun. And when I come into the doll room that I share with the girls, this is my happy place. Like, you can literally, like, my vibe and my mood just changes when I'm in the room, especially if I'm feeling kind of down or low or stressed, and I come in here. It's just like, oh, such a fresh breath, because this is a creative space and the energy just reverberates that, right? That's what I enjoy. Now, if I were to get into like, get ready with me, or look how I did my hair, or look at my makeup, look what earrings I have on today, I'll be honest with you, it just wouldn't be my best content. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't meet people. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't have fun with it. I'm sure that I would. But overall, I don't believe I would get the same pleasure that I do whenever I play with my dolls and I build storylines for them and I create characters. It helps nourish a part of me that needs that kind of energy. So get involved with a hobby that nourishes you. Don't just do something because it's popular, because other people do it, or you go, oh, well, I'm this age and I should be doing this. Because I'm 72, I should be crocheting. Guess what? I was 20 years old and crocheting. And I still crochet. you don't have to have a certain age to do a certain hobby. If you want to crochet because you're 72, do it. But if you're 22 and you're like, hey, I really do enjoy crocheting, do it. I've seen some fabulous and amazing influencers on here who crochet. They're about 16 years old or 26 years old, and they're making these stuffed animals and they're tall structures that they crocheted, and they've got granny patches that they made into jackets and dresses. I mean, it's insane and amazing. And they've done it at a young age. There's no age for it. So just going, oh, I'm 72 and I have to be in the crochet field. No, you don't at all. If you want to do get ready videos with me and show off your fashion and show off your body, guess what? That's your thing and you have every right to do it. So I'm just over here just encouraging you guys with whatever hobby that you want to do. You do it, and you don't let your age decide what you want to do. Thank you guys so much for joining. So we're going to keep on going. Engaging in enjoyable hobbies also helps to preserve a sense of self, which can be beneficial for mental health and may even offer long-term benefits for both the mother and child by promoting relaxation and reducing stress. And that's the key, is reducing stress. Because I will say, one of the things that I always heard my PCP and my OB get on me about while pregnant is reduce your stress. Reduce your stress. Yes, it's a serious, serious thing, because if mommy is stressed, baby is stressed, and baby's kind of in there going, why am I so stressed out? Why is this going on? And all your organs and everything is just like moving real intense. And I imagine being a baby, that's probably just like a crazy world and environment to be in. So the more that mommy is relaxed and she's enjoying her life, it helps the organs to move slower. The hormones are balanced better. You know, it's still gonna be an influx of hormones because life is being created, but things have more balance and more ease, right? And that's the goal. That is the goal. And I will say for myself, being able to be involved in our beautiful, beautiful doll community has given me a greater sense of self compared to other pregnancies. And it's not knocking my other pregnancies. I almost see it as like a social experiment on myself. I don't want to say social experiment, but because social would be like with more people, but nonetheless, maybe an individual experiment upon myself. And I'm able to look at this time with my last pregnancy and compare it to the other pregnancies where I was not involved in the doll community. And I had different hobbies. I wrote down a list of different hobbies I was involved in, and I was like, wow, I've always done something, which thank God for that, so I wasn't completely insane. And I wasn't driving other people completely insane. But I find that being able to be involved in our community has been even more soul nourishing. I like that. Has been even more soul nourishing for me. I gotta write that down, y'all. Soul nourishing. Y'all know how much I love being able to tap into anything that has to do with the soul. So yes, it has been soul nourishing for me compared to the other hobbies I was involved in. All right, so benefits for the expectant mother. It's a stress reliever, like we said before, and it does promote relaxation. Pregnancy can be stressful. Oh, believe that. Believe that. The outside stressors, you got hormones fluctuating and changing. You have people who get mad at you because you're pregnant. You have people who, it's crazy. You know, sometimes even support systems can become overbearing. It's a wild, wild time. And then, you know, you're a little bit more moody. Sometimes you're happy moody. Sometimes you're just grouchy, you know, and you don't mean to be. So you need something that's going to help stabilize you, especially when those outside stressors start to hit and things start breaking down that wasn't supposed to break down. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy time. Then, of course, you got things that's going on in the world that you can't control. And that can be really, really difficult. Let me tell you something. I'm going to put a little bookmark right here. This is not a promoter. It just tastes good. All right, with a bookmark right here. I believe that for an empathetic mom-to-be, this can be a very challenging time. A person that is an empath is already going to feel the vibrations of everything going on around them, right? And there's all different kinds of empath, and maybe we'll have a conversation about this on another day. There we go, like my dad said again. Conversation for another day. But there's all different kind of empaths, and there's even dark empaths. But if we talk about light empaths and people who feel the emotions of other people and feel the vibrations of what's going on, and they can feel the vibrations and hurt and emotions of animals and just everything, this can be a very challenging time. Okay? And then when you put on top of that being pregnant, oh, it's even more trying. And so it's really important for someone who knows that about themselves, that they are an empath, and they are expecting. It is so important for you to be gentle with yourself. So important for you to really find a hobby that is, just like we said earlier, that is soul nourishing, that nourishes your soul, that nourishes your mind, that nourishes your spirit. Don't just do something because it's popular, because other people told you that this would work out good. I know I would say yoga is always like a really popular thing that people tell other people to get involved in. I spent a portion of my time being a yoga instructor, and then I kind of just let my certificate, I'm certified, but I just kind of let my renewal just kind of like pass on by. I enjoyed yoga. I still really, love it. At times when I'm able to do it, I do it. I practice baby yoga with my babies, and it was wonderful, especially as far as like relieving gas from their little bellies. It was awesome. I would definitely encourage anyone to do it if that's something that you enjoy, but don't just do it because it's popular. It needs to be something that speaks to your soul, that ignites with you, and that actually reduces your stress levels, because you can do yoga and still leave from it and feel stressed, maybe even more stressed and sore. I would say any exercise you do, listen to your body. Don't just go into a deep stretch or any kind of pose or asana just because the instructor says to do it. Make sure that it speaks to your body. If your body is saying like, hey, I need to pause, I need to stop, that's too low, especially when you're pregnant, then you need to stop. Okay, that's just a little side note that I want to put out there. But make sure that it's something that speaks to your soul. Don't just get involved with stuff because it's popular and everyone else is doing it. Make sure it helps reduce your stress level. Okay. Hobbies also offer a therapeutic escape, promoting calm and serenity. For me, my dolls offer me that therapeutic escape. That's why we talk about adult play therapy. Adult play therapy, being adults that play, right? And we look at people who play basketball, we look at people who golf, who do football, gamers, right? That's still play. That is still adult play therapy. You get your play cards out and you play spades or you play solitary. That's still adult play therapy. And these are just some ideas that I'm throwing out as well that you can get involved in. Can you play basketball when you're pregnant? Yes, but you just need to be gentle with yourself when you do it, okay? You need to be gentle. I wouldn't go on defense, I wouldn't want to be behind someone either because you get elbowed. But it's up to you. Each his own. I'm not going to say I would encourage it, but you could still technically play, but you would need to be very gentle. Maybe a one-on-one game. All right. Improved mood. Engaging in nature walks, bird watching, or other enjoyable activities can improve your mood and lower the risk of depression and anxiety as well, which is very, very true. There have been times I looked up at the sky, followed a bird or an eagle, which is still a bird, all the way across the sky until it was out of my view, and literally just felt my stress levels go down and tears form in my eyes, just being able to see such beauty in nature. So when you allow yourself to just let go and surrender, it is the best feeling in the world. It's soul nourishing. That's our term for today, soul nourishing. It also gives you a sense of self. When you get involved with a hobby, it can give you a sense of self. Hobbies provide a way for you to maintain your identity beyond pregnancy, which is important for mental well-being. Listen, guys, I'm a mama of 10 kids. It's so easy for me to feel like I am just mom. That's it. I even had someone before that had asked me, this is so many years ago, and I hate to even hatch it up. I can't remember the person's name or what the exact wording was. I think they were trying to find out if I was still writing, and at the time I was pregnant and I wasn't writing right then, and they were just like, oh, okay, it's because you're just a mom. And it was like, And it hurt at the time. I was honestly, genuinely hurt at the time. You know, you don't really say that to a pregnant woman. You don't say it to a mom, period. No, okay, you're just a mom. Because we wear so many different hats, and we had a life before having kids. And many of us still have a life while having kids. But it's very easy to lose your identity in the midst of being a mom. There's someone right now that is the wife of a famous basketball player, and she's getting bashed left and right, especially by other males, because she had said a statement on a talk show as far as that before she met her husband, she didn't want to get married, she didn't want kids, she really saw herself being a career woman. And when she met her husband, that changed because she just knew that she wanted to spend her whole life with him. She didn't know if it was going to be marriage, but she just knew she wanted to be with him. And out of that, they got married, and then their first kid came, etc., etc. I think they have 4 now. And I'm not going to say that she says the best things all the time or that I agree with everything that she says. I'm not a stan. I just end up, I'll catch a snippet of what she said or what she didn't say here and there throughout years. But in regards to what she said right there, I understood what she meant. And I understood when she further elaborated about how she lost her identity being a mom, and that she had to find herself and go back into acting and doing whatever else and having her own brand so that she could discover who she was. And I do believe so often we as moms get caught behind that generic title of being a mom, or mom, mama, mommy, mother, however which way you want to spell it, mum, M-U-M, however which way that you spell it or say it. We get caught behind that title, and our identity of who we were and who we are and who we are even to become, it just gets lost. And we find ourselves trying to remember who we once were before being mom. And it can look a whole lot like a midlife crisis for a woman. It honestly can, because there's a part of you that's really striving to be seen and really striving to be heard. And when you don't feel like you're being seen or heard by yourself, by the host body that you live in, it can be challenging. And so it's really important to find a hobby that speaks to you. And when I say that, it doesn't mean that it has to be like I'm going to get into crafting and then I find that crafting doesn't work for me, but I'm going to stay in it anyways. No, like, go into crafting. If crafting's not your spiel, you tried it, you did it, it's not your thing, find something else to do. You did writing, you're like, I really don't like writing, it's just not my thing. Okay, fine, do something else. You do drawing, painting, and you go, okay, that was cool, I don't mind doing it, but it didn't really help me. Then don't do it. Maybe comedy is your thing. Maybe writing out comedy is your thing. Maybe gaming is your thing. I love gaming, quite honestly. I love it. Give me if I have some time, I don't mind getting on a good old game of Tekken. I love me some Tekken. Or Soul Calibur. Those are mine right there. I will play. Oh man, was it Def Jam with the boxing one? It was so many years ago. Then that one was like a really, really old game. But yeah, I like Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of fighting games I like. It's just, it takes out all the, all the ants that you got going on, It just gets it out. And you're able to just like beat up the opponent, things you can't do in real life, but you're able to do right then on the screen. It's just phenomenal. And then if I'm just like, chilling at home and wanting to just like, recreate someone else's life, then I'm getting on The Sims. I'm getting on The Sims all the way. Hi! Thank you so much for joining. And it's a hobby of mine. It is a hobby of mine, and I enjoy it. I love it. I love it. So find something that you enjoy. You may have to try out different things before you find the exact one, and that's okay. All right. Let's talk about social connection. Joining groups or classes related to hobbies can help build a support network with other expectant mothers, fostering camaraderie, say it out, and shared experiences. There we go. Couldn't get it out. Thank you so much. Love 16 said, looking cute. Thank you. I try. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I was saying earlier, I was like, yeah, I could probably go for about a cool like 22, at least a 33. But this hand right here, It gives it up every time. You know what generation I come from right there. Okay, a little bit of the control. Yeah. All right, benefits for the baby, because there are benefits for the baby. Whenever we find a hobby we enjoy, or we're just kind of like getting into this hobby and trying it and going, okay, that one's not for me, or trying a new one and trying this one, I'm telling you guys, there's also benefits for the baby. One, if you read out loud to your baby or you sing out loud to your baby, there's a lot of benefits in singing out loud. My husband was just talking to me about it. He was like, do you know that helps keep the baby calm? When you sing out loud and you sing lullabies, I was like, oh, I don't know, because my voice is not always the best. My kids have great voices. My husband does. My voice is not. I tell you what, when I'm not pregnant and I have, a nice mixture of tequila and cranberry or something like that, or some bourbon, I have a damn great voice. I'm a neo soul artist. But when I'm not, I don't have like the tequila and cranberry or the bourbon. I don't know if you want to hear me sing, but maybe the baby does. Maybe the baby does. So reading to your baby or singing lullabies out loud, not to yourself, but aloud, also helps to calm the baby and help with fetal development, and it creates a special connection between you and the baby. There is a reduced risk of complications. Physical hobbies like walking or yoga, gentle exercises can improve overall physical health, reducing the risk of complications like gestational diabetes. And there is improved fetal well-being. Being physically active has been shown to have beneficial effects on the fetus, while maternal inactivity can lead to adverse outcomes. So when we talk about our doll hobby, right, and we may go, okay, well, we're not really like walking or anything. Au contraire. Have you taken a doll photo lately? Have you really examined and been present and mindful of yourself when you're taking that doll photo? Because I could definitely tell you, there is a lot of movement happening. One, when we're trying to get the angle and we're having to like move around and almost go upside down and really find, I'm just going to use this as if this was my camera, and finding like the right exact position that will work for the dolls. We are exerting a lot of energy, okay? And then especially if you do outdoor photos and you take your dolls out with you and you're walking on location, that, for any expectant mamas, is also a way of using your body in a physical way to create well-being for yourself and your baby. Now I'm going to give some quick examples of pregnancy-friendly hobbies. There can be gentle activities such as walking in nature, bird watching, prenatal yoga, stretching, gentle exercises, and gentle swims. There can be creative and expressive hobbies such as journaling, creative writing, or crafting. There can be relaxing and calming activities such as reading, listening to music, or meditation. Listening to music, that's one of my favorites. That really is. I have to interrupt this and let you guys know I love music. I do. I love music. Yes, I do. I love me some music, right? I think it's like OJ's right there. I love all kinds of music, all different kind of eras, all different kind of genres. Ugh. International music. I'll even listen to some Christmas music. I love music. A Doll Collection has joined. Thank you so much for joining. I love music. I love music when I'm not pregnant. I love music when I'm pregnant. I find a different level of gratitude in my soul for music when I'm pregnant, because of the factor being that my hormone levels are just like, just roller coaster, and there can be so much happening in life. When I'm listening to music, it's almost like before the radio or YouTube comes on, right? I'm really feeling stressed, and then either I put on some music or my husband or the children do, and the song hits just right. Like the beat, the rhythm. Oh, it's like, especially something that's like nostalgic. Oh man, it hits, right? I have such instant gratitude because I'm just like, why didn't I do this earlier? Because I can literally feel the stress release and calm start to flood over me. And then before I know it, I'm enjoying myself. Okay, now I'm starting to bob my head and I'm starting to enjoy it. And it's like, why didn't I put on the music earlier? Why didn't I put the radio on earlier? Why didn't I? It just didn't hit me because the stress was so strong. It was so intense. Music, is amazing. And God bless all those artists out there, especially ones who are really doing music, who are truly making music from their soul and who mean what they do, and they're not just trying to get a paycheck or just trying to get followers, because I imagine they go through a whole lot in life to give us the music that they do, and I appreciate it because it does help. It truly does. And it can be the soundtrack in the background of your life, right? Low energy options. So there are some low energy options that you can also invest your time into when we speak about hobbies while you or someone that you know is an expectant mom. Crocheting is one. Like I told you guys, I was crocheting in college. It was something that really did help me deal with my own stress and what I had going on as far as with classes and just life in general. My mother introduced me to crocheting, and it became something that was life transforming for me. So crocheting is really important. Cooking helps. Cooking helps. Learning new recipes, learning a recipe that maybe your grandmother or grandfather had, an aunt or uncle had, your mom, your dad had. Also helps creating your own recipes, relying on a trusted and true recipe. It can just be very relaxing, be a form of reducing stress, and also be even a form of meditation. I know we did bring up meditation earlier, and I want to attach to meditation prayer, and I even want to attach to this when we talked about creative ones or relaxing ones. I would say Bible study would also be one. If you do not have a Bible, or if you have a different religion, being able to do religious studies also helps. And make sure that it's something that speaks to you. Don't try to get involved with religious studies just because it seems like it's popular. I know right now there's a lot going on in our country. And there's a wave of popularity towards a certain way of thinking religiously, and you want to make sure that the relationship that you have with Christ, or if you believe in a different higher power, make sure that it is a personal relationship. I personally believe in Christ Jesus, and I believe in him in the way in which he is depicted in the word. And I believe in him in the way that he is depicted in my heart, and not in the way that he's popularized by other false prophets. Okay, that is my opinion. So make sure that you invest your time. If you do get into religious studies, make sure that it is religious studies that is important to you and helps you grow spiritually, and you'll know that it's something from God, and how you treat yourself with love, and you treat those around you, your neighbors, especially if they do not look like you treat them with love and gentleness and kindness, right? All right, guys. So crocheting, cooking, learning a new language, learning new recipes, learning a new dance. Oh, guys, dance is such a good one too. I don't know why that wasn't on the list. It can be done with low energy levels. Now, dance, of course, can be, really high paced, and it can also be, low too. So be mindful, create balance whenever you do get into dance. I would definitely say, like, in the first trimester, you probably want to do a little bit low impact, and maybe second, third, you're a little bit, able to get more higher impact. But then especially like towards like the end of the third, you may want to get more low impact in your dancing. Okay, so hobbies that I've done during my pregnancy as well as my postpartum, because as you guys know, again, I have 10 babies. 2 of the babies are twins, which means they were delivered at the same time. Okay, just in case anybody's just like, So 2 of them are twins, 10 babies. And some of the things that I did were prayer and meditation. I've done religious studies while pregnant, and of course participated with, it kind of left me, with Bible studies. There we go. We have participated with Bible studies and other groups virtually as well as in person, and that was very helpful. I've done reading, just reading books, romance novels, all those kind of things. Yeah, mysteries, books on topics of philosophy, on topics of reincarnation. Oh, that's my stuff right there. I love reading about reincarnation. So I've I have done that, and I still do that. During my pregnancy, I was involved as a playwright as well as a director. I've done gaming, yoga, walking, crafting. I've published books and became an indie author. I've done book touring and book signing while pregnant, and I have pictures with that as well. I've created reborn dolls right at the end of my pregnancy and during postpartum. I already told you guys I did crocheting. I've done exercise. I've done dance. And not just like, not any like, oh, I went out to the club and did some dancing. I'm not knocking anybody who does this. But I was a dance instructor and taught liturgical dance, which is linked to contemporary dance. So if you're familiar with contemporary dance, then they're kind of almost one and the same, only that the audience is different. I believe that for contemporary dance, you're dancing, of course, for yourself as well as for the audience, whereas with liturgical dance, you're dancing for an audience of one, which is God. Well, the triune God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And the people are just there. You don't really do it for the people. At least that's my stance and philosophy and motto. I have built dioramas while pregnant. Already said about the book touring. I've done drawings. I've done paintings while pregnant. I have been a stand-up comedian while pregnant, as well as host. My husband and I were stand-up comedians, and we also hosted open mics. And those open mics, we actually did open mics twice. We did open mics for poetry while I was pregnant before. I think that was like with our baby number 2. And then with the twins, we held open mics for comedy. We had a comedy show that we did every week. I've done journaling. I've been a grad school student while pregnant for many of my pregnancies. I think I was in grad school from my postpartum with my first baby all the way to number 4. And that's when I finally took a break from grad school. I've built storylines for these amazing, beautiful dolls while pregnant and during postpartum. And I've been a doll collector. And, of course, I started this podcast while pregnant and became a podcaster. So, guys, that is a lot that has been done in my own life while being pregnant. And it's been amazing. It really, really has. And I believe out of all of them, and I believe each one of them has been important and has spoken into who I am as an individual and has given me a greater sense of identity and well-being. But I do feel a very special energy in being a doll collector and being involved with our beautiful doll community. I really, really do. I cannot express it. It's just so weight lifting, and there's such love in our atmosphere and such creative energy that it nourishes my soul. It's soul nourishing, and I really do enjoy it. Now, some of the things that I would say personally that should not, now I said I was going to share with you guys things that I did during my pregnancy that helped me and why play is important. So I would say some of the things that you do not want to do while pregnant would be watching or reading too much news and current events. No. Because I fall in that same rabbit hole. And I just watch too much and I get so disappointed in humanity, and then I'm like questioning everything. And it's like, is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Then I have to like remind myself of the words of Anna Frank from the Diary of Anne Frank, or Anna Frank. She said that deep down she still believed that man was good. And of course, this diary was found in the attic, and this was before she was kidnapped and taken into the concentration camp during the time of the Holocaust. But nonetheless, her words still speak to me that deep down, man is good. And I have to remind myself of that. I have to. Just to be able to have optimism. I do believe that if I don't let that quote, and let those words speak to my heart, then I will definitely be I would definitely be a very cynical, dark person, you know. And so I have to be able to remind myself that despite everything that's going on and has gone on, because what's going on right now is no different than what has gone on, the history of humanity, that they're still good, you know. When I look at my kids, they're still good. When I look at my husband, they're still good. When I look and see what we have in our doll community and the words of affirmation and love that is shared between people in the chat, it's like, wow, there's still love. So one of the things that I encourage any of us to do is to, number one, not watch and read too much news or current events, just know enough to stay on topic. Really seek out good news, right? And I have a quote here that I wrote: looking for good news is like looking for a needle in a haystack. So make your own good news. Looking for good news is like searching for a needle in a haystack. So in a haystack. So make your own good news. That's what I believe we do as a community with our dolls, and no matter what kind of dolls you have, be it Bratz, LOLs, G.I. Joes, Polly Pockets, American Girl dolls, Barbies, whatever your flavor is, what we do with our dolls and how we broadcast our creativity is us making good news. So make the good news. Make the good news. Another thing that I would definitely say don't do is adding too much on your to-do list. It's really, really easy to want to put a whole lot on your list because your mind, I know for me, especially while pregnant, my mind is constantly like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Did you remember that? Did you do that? Did you go downstairs and lock the door? Did you? I mean, like, it's everything. It's just like, did you do don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to tell this person that. You know, and not like in a bad way, but just like don't forget to tell this person to make sure that that they wash their clothes tomorrow. I mean, it could be anything, and it goes on my list. And then when I don't accomplish what's on the list, I'm all upset. But how in the world can I accomplish 25 things on my list in one day? And then still deal with the unexpected things, like the scrapes and the, you know, the coughs that take place, and you have to, you know, administer the medicine or put the Band-Aid on, or you have to fix this, or things happen. You know, you're not gonna get the 25 things done on your list, and it's okay. Just do what you can. Be easy on yourself, and also know what you can share. What kind of responsibilities can you delegate? You know, what kind of things can people help out with? My kids are really, really great at helping out with breakfast and lunch, and here lately, helping out with dinner. So that was something that I really struggled with as far as letting them help out with. Because I felt like it was something I needed to do, and I was so afraid of, you know, them having a kitchen accident or anything like that, and them getting hurt. And it was like, you know what? You're going to have to let some things go on the list. So what things can you delegate? What kind of things are your personal responsibility? Does it have to be done today? Can it wait till tomorrow? Is it something that can be done in 2 days? Is it something that you can break in pieces and do? You know, you do a little bit here, you do a little bit there, you do a little bit there. For myself, I am an indie author, and I just got done with a book that I'm really excited about, that I've been like, itching to talk to you guys about, but I have to wait until the book is in my hand so I can show you. Hey, Davenport's family, sis! Hey, how are you doing, girl? So glad to see you on here. But yes, I have been itching to talk to you guys about this book. I'll give you the title. It's called Somebody Believed in Me. It's tantalizing. Guys, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a summary. So your girl over here, your play sister, spoke to a lot of different people. And you see how I do right now with our podcast and the guests that we have who come on, which, guys, I do want to redirect you to go back, listen to those former conversations. They're on YouTube, where you can, like, follow, and subscribe. Like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube. It's the same name, Adult Play Therapy Show. You can go on there. You can listen to my previous conversation with other guests. But just like I talked to other guests and you know, find out about their life and who they were. Miss T's Dog Room. Hey, it's good seeing you. How are you? But just like I find about other people's history with play and what they do and why they do it, I've also been privileged to be able to speak to other people to find out their history in life and who believed in them and what kind of lifestyle that they used to live and where they're at right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You guys get this book. It is on Amazon right now. But when you do get the book, I'm gonna tell you. You said, great, hope you are well. I am doing well. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm doing much better. I appreciate that. But when you get the book, you do want to probably have some tissue with you or either a handkerchief. Handkerchief is old school, right? Handkerchief's nasty. I'm sorry. Handkerchief's nasty. My mama used to make me have a handkerchief. And I had real bad allergies, so it had snot all in it. And then, like the snot would just be, like, moist. I'm sorry, it's graphic, but every time I hear handkerchief, it's like PTSD. It just takes me back. I'm like, ugh. And I'd be like, can I get tissue? And she's like, no, tissue costs too much. And so she would make me take that handkerchief, and I would just be like, snotty, and then your eyes are dripping. You got to use the same handkerchief you just sneezed in. Handkerchief is nasty. I don't know why people do that. Why? Just get the daggone Kleenex. So that's my rant. That is my rant. I'm sorry. I went on a rant, but I don't like it. But make sure you do have some tissue, some Kleenex next to you. Because some of the stories that these women gave were just so tragic. And I tell you, it gave me a different level of respect and gratitude and thankfulness. Because I've gone through some things in my life. And each woman's story was different in the book. But it made me think different of like the stuff I've even gone through. Some women had like a little light level of impact and trauma in their life, and even though it may have been light, it was still like impactful for them, because no one can say how deep a trauma is for you, right? And I'm going off a little bit on this, but it is a book that I just wrote with real life stories. The names have been changed, for purposes of keeping their information private, but the stories are their stories. And I'm telling you, it took me probably about a good 2-3 weeks to really get back in a good frame of mind after publishing it. So once I get the book in my hand, I am going to talk to you guys about it. I'm so excited about it because it's important to have someone, at least one person, believe in you. And it's so important to believe in yourself. And that's what I love about this doll community, is because we are able to do what we do because there is belief in ourselves. There's belief that what we do matters, even if it's just for us. Like sometimes we're creating art just for us. Miss T's doll room said, but I still put a handkerchief in my purse when I go to church. Girl, go ahead, sis. Go ahead. I said it's a personal choice. It's just, girl, it just was traumatizing for me. But of course I was young too, right? So when you're young and you have allergies, it's a different kind of story. I think now, we're more seasoned. You and I, we're more seasoned, so we know to use the handkerchief, dot the eyes. I mean, because sometimes, now come on. Now you said for church. Come on now. Now you know the word, especially if you go to a Bible-based church and you already got done listening to some really good worship music, okay? The music has hit. You're completely, your heart and your soul is just open. The word gets administered. You've gone through some stuff during the week. You've gone through some stuff in life, right? And the word is hitting hard, and it's a message that you needed. The tears come down. That's when you get your handkerchief. Now that is a handkerchief that you need. Then the minister starts to throw it in and really like hit hard and get you to that point where you got the war cry and you really feel it. And so now the handkerchief is up in the air, right? So yes, I think that's different when we use it for church. That's a throwback from my grandmother. I don't use it. LOL. She said I don't use it. Well, I'm telling you, I can understand. I can understand using the handkerchief or taking the handkerchief to church or letting it hang off the side of your purse to be able to, give honor and respect and love to grandmother. But yes, the handkerchief in church is different. The handkerchief in school with allergies and your kid in elementary is nasty. Okay, now I'm just saying that from my own, okay? From my own. So going back as far as hobbies while you're pregnant. Also watch out about jumping feet first or head first into new projects, okay? Because I think it's really easy to feel like, oh, I can do that, I can get it done. And then not really think about all the symptoms that you may be experiencing, or your mood shifting, or your hormone levels, and then you're like, oh, I've committed way too much into this and I'm not able to, I'm just not in the right headspace. Because we also go through this thing called is it like mom brain, I think? Yeah, it is like mom brain, so you're not able like to think on the same level like you thought that you would, and your brain is now starting to go into like nesting, and you're just not totally focused like you should be. I am amazed and I applaud all the women who are nurses and doctors, and they got a belly out here, you know, and they're pregnant, they have life, and they're still doing their job. I'm like, wow, I respect you. I respect you. Because my mom brain would just be like, I think it's your clavicle. Is it I think like I would just be lost. I would just be lost. Like, I think the patient would have to help me. They would just be like, no, I'm not here for my clavicle. I'm here for my phalange. It's broke. I'd be like, oh, okay. Let me get the other doctor. Like, just because the mom brain, stressful doing things. That's me. I start, but I don't finish them. Yeah, and we have to be really considerate of that. Like, really considerate. In the Bible, because we're talking about the Bible says what? Consider the cost. Before you build the house, right? You have to consider the cost. And that's what I'm saying right now. Consider the cost. Don't just get involved with the project because you usually would do it. It seems like it's simple. Really consider the cost. My words from right now, honestly, my words have been baby steps. That is like one of my other models for myself, is baby steps, which comes from the movies. The movie, I mean, What About Bob? Bob, throughout that whole movie, is just like baby step to the elevator, baby step to the office, baby step. But he accomplished so much. He drove Dr. Leo Marvin completely nuts, and even married Dr. Leo Marvin's sister by doing baby steps. Baby steps. And that's where I'm at with this, just baby steps, like really taking my time and reminding myself to take my time, because it's so important. And one of the other things that I would say to do while you're pregnant and fulfilling your God-given gift and hobbies, and finding out what hobby works for you, create and maintain boundaries with unhealthy relationships, even if it's family members. I talk about that in the book that I wrote, the Adult Play Therapy devotional, which if you don't have it, get it. It's over there. I don't really feel like getting up to grab it. But it's a hardcover book. It is available on Amazon. You can always get it from me, a signed copy. But this isn't so much as like promoting that book as much as it is to let you know that in that book, it also says about the importance of setting boundaries and maintaining it with unhealthy relationships. If you have someone in your life or people in your life that really stress you out and they know how to push your button and they are triggers for you, set boundaries. Set boundaries. And it's not always easy for anyone who comes from a dysfunctional past or a dysfunctional household, and maybe even a little bit addicted to dysfunction, and you feel like you have to be involved with people who are dysfunctional. You don't. Number one, you don't. And sometimes it can be very lonely, and not everybody wants to deal with being alone, not being able to have people around them. But it's better to be alone than to have to deal with unhealthy relationships, just quite honestly. And when we talk about the Bible, again, there is a part in the Bible in which I think it's in the book of Proverbs. And speaks about a nagging wife and just how a man would rather live on the corner of a roof of the house than to have to deal with a nagging wife. And that's the same thing when it comes to unhealthy relationships. Unhealthy relationships can bring you to a point when you're like, I would rather be on the corner of the roof dealing with all the weather, all the hell, all the storms and thunderstorms and tornadoes and hurricanes that could come up, and I just hold onto the shingles of the roof than to deal with the crappy relationships that people will give to you, be it with family members, friends, whatever. Now, some people you can't totally avoid, and you have to be able to really balance that. You really, really do. You really have to balance it, and it can be a struggle, so I'm not going to make it seem like it's easy. That's a word. I agree. Yes. I'm not going to make it seem like it's easy, because it's not, especially when it comes to someone who's really dear to your heart. It's not easy. But whatever you can do to maintain you is what's important. So guys, that concludes what I have to say. I do want to give a brief little life update for myself. All right, so it has been quite a while since I have had this interaction with you guys, and I have a good reason why. Number one, your play sister over here was under the weather for quite some time, okay? I was tired, I was sleepy, I couldn't seem to get my mind to focus on too much of anything, much less on dolls, storyline writing, or doing the podcasting. And I really wanted to, but I couldn't get my body or my mind to cooperate to be able to get it done. And I'm really not, I'm not gonna say I'm not vulnerable, but I'm a private individual. If you guys have learned anything about me, I'm pretty private. So when I'm going through a particular struggle, I'm like, let me just kind of let this too shall pass. This too shall pass. I tell my sacred circle, we pray, we get through it, and there we go. So that's where I was at with it. I was under the weather. I wasn't feeling good. I was encouraged by my amazing husband to go to the doctor on the 1st of August because he was like, this is going on too long. You're really exhausted. Hadn't seen you like this before. 1st of August, went to the doctor, found out I had a very rare form of pneumonia. And the rare form of pneumonia that I had, they stated usually only happens whenever someone has spent time in a hospital or a nursing home. And I hadn't done any of those things. They're like, that would be usually how someone contacts it. Okay. So I find out that I had the pneumonia. Trying to remember exactly how everything happened. So it's been a little while. Okay, so I found out that I had the pneumonia. It was kind of complicated as far as like what prescription that they were going to give me. For me, the reason why I took so long to even go to the doctor is because I am in a season of perimenopause. Now, how long that season goes on, only the Lord knows. So I have entered into perimenopause. Yay, it's the beauty of life. It's the cycle of life. It's just, it is what it is. So I really assumed that what I was feeling was associated to perimenopause. Here it was. I'm on my tablet, whatever. I'm Googling it. Y'all, Google can help you, and sometimes Google can hurt you. Because Google's like, yeah, if you're feeling tired, it's perimenopause. And I'm agreeing. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. Oh, it's perimenopause. And I'm like, okay, I seem to be gaining weight. Is that because of perimenopause? It's like, yeah, girl, it's perimenopause. And I really believe, they got the AI and everything else. I'm like, okay, this is perimenopause. Not to be TMI, but even like, my underarms are smelling a little bit different. They're like, perimenopause. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking like, all my hormones are shifting because life is taking place. Yeah. And then I find out I have the rare pneumonia. Okay. Then it gets complicated. Why does it get complicated? Because they can't just give me any medicine. No. They can't give me any medicine. You know why? Because, yeah. They couldn't just give me any medicine because I was in my first trimester, y'all. My first trimester. So this whole time when I thought that I was going through perimenopause and I found out about the pneumonia, y'all, the girl over here was in first trimester of pregnancy. So woohoo! Daddy and I have conceived another little one. Thank you! Yes! And it's really wild how we found out. So when I went to the doctor, they gave me the medicine, and I'm like, okay, good. I'm gonna get this taken care of. I'll be right back on my feet. And immediately the doctor calls me. She's like, wait, you can't take that medicine when it comes through. You can't take that medicine. You know why? Because we just did a pregnancy test and it came out that you're pregnant. And she's like, we've done it 3 times. We're gonna do it again, but it looks like you're pregnant. While in perimenopause. So if anyone has been, asking themselves, like, although I'm in perimenopause, can I get pregnant? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'm living proof that yes, you can. So we are now currently in our 2nd trimester. I'm really excited. I feel like I'm in a better place as far as being able to announce that we are expecting. And I felt that there was no other better way of doing that except for, let's talk about play and the importance of play and pregnancy and the impact that pregnancy has had for me. And yeah, I'll show you guys my bun over here. So this is the pregnancy bun right here. So I explained why I was gaining weight and explained why I was so exhausted. And then of course my body was, you know, fighting off the pneumonia and, you know, dealing with the fluctuations of perimenopause while also going through first trimester. So yeah, this one is another little miracle baby coming through. Congratulations. Thank you so much. We give all honor to God first and foremost, and just making sure that we have a healthy baby. You know, if it's a boy or girl, that'd be awesome. The kids are excited, which I was honestly a little bit surprised. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh my God, we have 10 already. Are they going to be okay by another one? They were really excited. They are so very excited to be able to have a new one coming home with us. And our youngest one, who's 4, oh my God, is he excited. He is like ready for whatever as far as being a big brother. Like, he'll tell me, he's just like, when the baby comes, I'm gonna read a book to the baby. I'm gonna the baby's gonna sleep on the same bed with me. I mean, he is excited. He has plans. So that helps a whole lot as far as being able to reduce stress, just seeing them be excited. But guys, I have enjoyed my time with you. Like I said, I got my little pregnant couple right over here. They're a little expecting family as well. And I thank you guys for spending time with me today. Like I said, I hope that this was beneficial for you, especially if you are an expectant parent, or if you know someone who is an expectant parent, that this information about having a hobby that is soul nourishing, that it'd be beneficial for them as well and for you. That's great. You have help. Yes, 20 little hands. Not to mention daddy. You know, daddy is extremely helpful. I personally was able to see my children step up to the plate with my last baby, because I had to get a C-section. That was my first time ever having a C-section, and the healing process was real deep. And let me tell you, before I leave, I'm so glad that you said something. I want to talk about the blessing of this doll community, and I'm going to call out a doll sis. Cutie Erica. I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with her. And this is a good report. I don't do any, you know, I don't do slander stuff. And I don't have anything against anyone else that they do. That's just not my thing. I am giving her nothing but love. I did one of my podcasts on here, one of my virtual podcasts, and I was in excruciating pain. Okay, I just had the C-section, and I kind of just called myself trying to get back into routine. Okay, and I wasn't being gentle with myself, because I just kind of figured that I could treat the C-section the same that I would with a vaginal delivery. Okay, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but it is what it is. It's what it's called. And I literally tried to treat my body the same. Cutie Erica DM'd me and was like, listen, I know that we're still learning each other. We don't know each other as well, but I can kind of tell that you're in pain. And just gave me so much love and information about what I needed to do to take care of myself during my C-section. Y'all, I hadn't even thought about it. And when she gave me the information, and of course I was able to share it with my husband, and then that allowed me to advocate for myself medically about what I needed so that I could properly heal. And when I say this, I mean like as far as like the bandages that I needed, because they were giving me some BS, just honestly, as far as like, oh, all you have to do is just this and that, and just made it seem so simple. And yet, meanwhile, I had a gape, like a little gape where my wound was, because it was kind of like coming undone. It was like, it wasn't seeping, but well, actually it did seep a little. And I was trying to find out what can I do to get the skin to connect all the way so it could properly heal. And they were not giving me the information. But our play sister, Cutie Erica, contact me, shared with me the information, encouraged me to advocate for myself medically. I went back and said, hey, this is what I need. And they provided it. And my insurance covered it. But they didn't want to let me know at first. And I have nothing against anyone on that. But I do applaud her for being there for me. And you know what? I wouldn't have met her if I was not involved with our community. And this, once again, shows the importance of our hobbies, of being involved with communities that matter. If I would have been involved with, hair, makeup, and all this other stuff that's like a popular niche, would I have gotten that same kind of DM? Probably not, because it wouldn't have been an authentic and true connection that I would have been building with anyone. But being able to be totally absorbed and saturated in what I enjoy, and having someone else enjoy what they do completely and thoroughly, allowed us to connect, our hearts connected, and she contacted me to make sure that I was doing well. And that has always meant so much to me. I truly do appreciate her. I always tell her I'm so grateful for her doing that. But yes, so that's the importance of having a community, of being involved with a dog community, or just any play community that allows you to be able to grow and it nourishes your soul. Because she definitely was there for me during a time when I needed, and I didn't even know that I needed someone to help me through that. But yes, I did see my children during my C-section really step up and help in so many different ways. So I, without a doubt, believe that they are going to be able to, be here to help. And I'm very grateful for it, as well as, my husband and any other family members, my mom and so forth. But guys, I thank you so much. Both of your daughters were C-section. Yeah, it's no joke. I'm glad that you're okay. Oh, sis, shoot, I got you. I got you on the typo. We're there. It's easy to do typos on here. But yeah, I'm telling you, the C-section experience was very different. And I imagine for you, especially going through it twice, was very different. And so I give you a round of applause, and I'm just so very grateful that you are alive and healthy and well. As many know, we use C-section quite frequently here in the States. And there's been a lot of different reports that says that, hey, we don't have to use it that often, that there needs to be more emphasis on natural and vaginal birth / delivery. But yet, in the end of it all, beginning of it all, middle of it all, is really the doctor's call. And unless we have doulas or midwives there to advocate for us, it makes it a little bit more challenging. You almost have to, you're at the mercy of the decision of your doctor, unless you have a doctor that you have like a really good rapport with, and you can kind of go, okay, I just really kind of like keep trying to push or see if I'll dilate more. But then there's also health risks involved, right? Because if the waters aren't even broken and it's been hours or whatever the case is, you almost have to go with what's best. And if in fact the C-section is what's best, what are you going to do? You have to do it. You pray yourself through it, and you pray for your baby, and you pray for the team that's going to have their hands on you, and you get through it, right? So yeah, so I'm glad that you did get through that, and that you and your daughters are well. Guys, I have really enjoyed this time with you. I thank you for all of the congratulations as well. I was thinking, like, how am I going to bring this to you guys? So what's the future with our podcast? Well, we're still going to podcast. This is not the end of the Adult Play Therapy Show, okay? We podcast with the other baby, the last baby. We're going to podcast with this baby. I'm still going to have my doll pictures, everything. But is it going to be a little bit different? Is the... am I going to be podcasting as often? Maybe not, because I do want to listen to my body. And I will admit, I am a little bit more tired with this pregnancy. I had energy for days when I was pregnant with my last baby. I mean, like, I don't know who I was. But I had so much energy. But I also, behind the camera, had meltdowns that you guys didn't know about. My husband knew. My kids knew. And I really believe it's because I was just putting too much on myself. You know, I was having guests from different corners of the earth. And along with having guests from different corners of the earth means that we have different time zones. So sometimes I'm having a podcast at 11 a.m. And then sometimes I'm having a podcast at 9 p.m. And then sometimes I'm having a podcast at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But then sometimes I'm having a podcast at a whole different time, 8 a.m. So it's just like all these different time zones and getting myself to, you know, jump right into it and be energized. And I just don't want to do that this time. I don't want to have crashes and meltdowns and cry after I get done with the podcast, because my hormones are just everywhere. And I'm not saying it was like that every time, because it definitely was not. But it happened enough. So I don't want to put too much on my plate. I do recognize that I'm older with this baby, because that was literally 4 years ago. Although it doesn't feel like it, it really doesn't. It doesn't at all. But that was, I have to go by my youngest age. That was 4 years ago. So when I talk about I had more energy then, I was in my 30s then. Okay. That's the reality. And it's really hitting me right now. I'm like, wow, I was, yeah. So I still had energy of being in the 30s. I'm not in the 30s right now. So my energy level was different. And just who I was different. And I can kind of look back and see the things that I did that was good. You know, it's that reflection time, right? It's really important to reflect. I can look and see the things I did that was good, and also things that I did that weren't so great. And one of the things that I did that was not so great is that I packed my schedule too much. That's why I said on here, you can't do everything on your to-do list at one time. Look and see what you can delegate. And be gentle with yourself on that, because I didn't always do that. And it was very stressful at times. So I don't want to do that this time. So my plan this time is, by the grace of God, to be able to put out a flyer ahead of time, even if it's a day ahead, just like with this one, it was a day ahead, and still have our convo together, as well as having impromptu virtual podcasts. That's something that will more than likely happen. Am I still going to have guests? Hi, Celebrate Soulful Doll Sis! How are you doing? Will I still have guests? Yes, I will definitely still have guests. But just as far as just having it each week and this and that, that's not going to happen. I have to listen to my body. That's one of the things I was telling another doll sis of mine. I'm like, I really have to make sure that I am being mindful of my body and my mind and my spirit. I have to. And I have other people, well, little human beings that are dependent on me to be healthy. So that's really where I'm at. So sometimes when I'm not here, I have someone that said, when we talk about delegating, someone who said that she would help out. Now she's recuperating because her voice has been giving her a little bit of problems. But once when she gets her green tea in her, oh, you gonna cover your eyes? Are you serious? You better take your hand down. When she recuperates, she doesn't want you guys seeing her like this. You know, she's usually more spunky. But Granny May agreed to be my host, didn't you? Yes. So Granny May is going to take over sometimes when I am not here. She'll work on the podcast. Isn't that right? Okay, so she'll work on the podcast. She'll probably do some short bits and stuff and try not to knock my stuff over because she's a little clumsy. And she's a little clumsy. So when I'm not able to be on here with you guys, I've already spoken to Granny, and she said that that's something that she was willing to do. So we're going to be giving her some chicken noodle soup and some green tea so she can get her voice just right and be with you guys. But she says she's excited about it. That's what she told me. She says she's really excited about it. She's been wanting to do this for some time. So I think in a way she's kind of glad that I'm pregnant. She's kind of glad that I'm stepping away. A little bit. So guys, I'm really excited that Granny May is going to be stepping in for me. on the days that I'm not able to. And I hope you guys give her just as much love as you give to me. I've told her how awesome and amazing that you guys are, haven't I? Oh, yeah. And we're still going to have the cooking. Yes, because she has some new recipes that she wants to share. Well, she has some of her old, not old recipes. She has some really good traditional recipes that she wants to share with us. So we'll still do the cooking with Granny May as well. But guys, I'm so excited for what this new chapter and season has for us, and Granny May being involved even more. So if you don't see me, look out for her, because she is still going to be here involved. And like I said, not knocking over my stuff. I am so particular about my stuff. I don't want her knocking over. She knocked over a book before. But that's just Granny May. So cute. Love Granny. It's so good to see you. You are glowing beautiful. Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. And I love, we were just talking about having hobbies that are soul nourishing. That is so awesome. Yes, about nourishing your soul. It is so important. So, yes, Granny over here is going to nourish her soul, and she is going to do some chicken noodle soup today and some green tea so that she can be back and flowing and talking and doing her thing. All right, so guys, I thank you again. You guys have an awesome and amazing Saturday. I will be back with you guys very, very soon. I appreciate you guys so much for your congratulations. And yes, we are looking forward to our baby number 11. So guys, you keep on playing. You keep being amazing. Keep being creative. The world needs you. Just like I said, if you can't find any good news, you be the good news. All right, guys. Love you. Bye-bye. Oh, and P.S. Always remember, can you say it? To play right. There you go. Always remember to play right, guys. And anyone can play right. Bye-bye.